and welcome to your #1 current affairs program on TV. This is Politics Today, reaching you live from our global headquarters here in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. My name is Daniel Praise Osedebame. I'm standing in for your regular host, Dr. Sunny Duke Okosu, who is unavoidably absent today on the program. Now, we're going to be looking at so many issues that has been calling for our attention. Political parties realignment, insecurity issues, and calls for Nigerians to probably start taking arms and defend themselves. We'll be looking at all this, but that will be on the flip side. The issue of security matters will be on the second lap of the program. We'll begin with our first conversation, where we are going to be looking at political realignment ahead of 2027 elections. Matters arising. Let's quickly take you through some brief insights. As Nigerians moves closer to the 2027 general elections, there is a wave of political realignment, whether we like it or not. Defections, cross-carpeting, and coalition talks. Now, these shifting political landscapes has raised critical questions about party ideology, voter trust, and the strength of our democratic institutions. Now, to join us, make sense of this discussion, is Honorable Chris Ojehere. He's the current SDP State Publicity Secretary. He joins us live here in the studio. Good morning, Honorable Ojehere. Good to see you.
Good morning, Dan. Thanks for having me here.
Now, the last time we discussed, you were in PDP, and now you are in SDP. Welcome to your new party.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be working in that line. We also have joining us live here in the studio, Dr. Okaifo Segbe. He's also known as Open Secret. He's a senior lecturer at Igbenedion University, Okada. He's live here with us. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Africans. Good morning, DPO.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you. And of course, sitting very close to me, he's no other person than a friend of the house, as it were. He's in person of barrister Emmanuel Obakbolo. He's a legal practitioner and a rights activist. Thank you very much for coming.
Pretty good morning to Nigerians. Good morning, DPO.
Let's begin with you, Barrister Obakbolo. The realignment ahead of the 2027 election. What says you? We've been seeing senior political parties, men. We've been seeing those who are supposed to be at the forefront of pushing the cause of their political party, shifting ground and cross-carpeting. Recently, Atiku Abubakar, the former governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, and some other party chiefs then that are pushing for the coalition, they were with Buhari recently at his residence in Kaduna. What does that mean for us as a country ahead of 2027?
Yes, I think if there's any time Nigeria does need political alignment, I think this is the right time. Because if you look at the purported political opposition parties we have now, the All Progressive Congress, as led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has poisoned all of them. Particularly the PDP. I asked somebody here in this platform some days ago that which political party does Wike belong to. You discover that he has used developed persons, politicians in the various political parties to poison them.
In the various political parties?
Yes, and many of them are just barely surviving. So there is need for realignment. And with the way he is piloting the affairs of Nigeria, taking Nigeria to a state of no return. If you like, you can look at it as to be a position where Nigeria may sink and sink perpetually. I think there is need for the politicians and to realign. And in their realignment, they must be cautious with their egocentrism. They must keep aside interests. They must look at the interests of the people just now. Yes, it is true that politics is all about interest. Yes, the interest, you must realize also that the people donate power to you when you assume the office. It is the people's power that is donated to you. But what we have witnessed over the years, particularly between 2015 and just now, is that the All Progressive Congress, the powers donated to them by the people, They now test the power on the people.
They're testing the power.
Yes, instead of using
case.
the power to better the life of the people, they test the power of the people and ensure that they put the people in perpetual poverty, the Machiavellian style of rulership.
Okay.
So there is need for a realignment.
Let's quickly get to Dr. Okaifo. Dr. Okaifo, what says you? What could be fueling this current realignment? Do you think Nigerians and politicians should give President Bola Tinubu some time? He has not spent up to 2-3 years in power. He just needs some time to wrap up his first tenure, though they are all working towards 2027. Should we allow President Tinubu complete his tenure, then have another opportunity to come back for the second term?
Well, I don't think there is anybody that is given an opportunity. You claim your own opportunity. The realignment that is going on, usually it is always like that when an election year is approaching. The present governance of President
Bola Ahmed
Tinubu has actually impoverished the people. But the surprising thing is that those who are ganging up now, moving around, I see them as the crop of politicians who have not been able to penetrate this particular government for one position or the other. As for the people who are actually fronting, as for someone like El-Rufai, he has been in the system since 1999, even as minister and as what have you. So the realignments, I don't really think, because from the people who are fronting the realignment, it's still the same old wine in trying to come into a new wine bottle. The essence of Nigerian politicians, so to speak, is just to grab power.
So Dr. Opusikit, you are saying there's no point for any realignment whatsoever?
No, there's a point for realignment, but who are those realigning? That's the question. Who are those that are realigning, and what are their objectives? Okay. Is it before us, like the barrister here has already alluded, that instead of using the power to better the lives of the people, instead they are using the power to impoverish the people. These same people that are realigning, now what has been their antecedent? Some of them have had access to power.
Okay.
What has been their antecedent? How have they bettered the lives of the people?
Okay. Let's pursue now. Let's get to the man who has actually tested the opposition in PDP, who are the major opposition. But currently, he's currently with the current bride now. You know, in the past, Labour Party was the bride of every politician. But it seems SDP is the current bride. They are displacing the Labour Party. Honorable Jekere, you are in the SDP now, and currently you are their state publicity secretary. Congratulations to begin with.
Thank you.
Why are you going to SDP? Is it because your party wasn't given the mandate you actually claimed you won in the Edo State governorship election? If, as well, Ighodalo was actually declared the winner, will you leave PDP and go to SDP?
Okay, now, first of all, let me acknowledge the contributions of the two gentlemen, my colleagues here, who, from their introduction, show a clear grasp of what's going on in the polity. My friend here raised some very salient questions, which I hope to answer in the course of my reply. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. Politics is played in the context of a society. And right now, the driver of the Nigerian society, which is the All Progressive Congress, has driven us to a cliff edge. We are in the precipice, and if we are not careful, just a little tip will take us over that cliff edge. All the indicators have shown a failed government and a failed society, but for the resilience of the Nigerian people. And that resilience needs to be given expression in alternative political alignments and realignments. We cannot allow the APC to take us and drive us through that cliff edge. We are in an existential position of danger. That is what APC has brought us. I just give you a little
So the essence of the coalition is to send APC packing?
The essence of the coalition, and this coalition is interesting because APC's political philosophy of grab it, snatch it, and run with it is demarcating the country into two.
Okay.
Those who believe in that philosophy, who would betray their parties to grab and snatch and run, and those who will remain in their parties to grab the Nigerian Commonwealth and snap and run, and those who will be against it. Those who will be against it are those who are to pursue the rescue of Nigeria. They are looking for a political platform to do so. And SDP has offered its own platform to say, let us coalesce forces here and be driven by the ideology of social democracy, democracy that emanates from society, that takes into account social justice, fairness, and equity. Now, I'll give an example of the context. APC right now is owing, as at the last quarter of last year, by December 31st, I'm quoting statistics from Debt Management Office, which is a federal government agency. Our public debt now is 144 trillion, in fact, 144.67 trillion naira.
It has increased.
That's what our public debt is. In fact, that public debt by percentage increase from 2023 is 48.58% increase.
So, but peradventure, this coalition sees the light of the day in 2027. Will they help Nigerians clear this debt?
Well, this is the point. When you are owing the debt for a country, the country has no choice. But this is the point. Tinubu is already owing for the next generation. So even this SDP that would enter power in 2027 might not be able to pay even half. He's already beaten that generation. He's owing into the next generation. 144 trillion.
Okay.
0.67. I've not finished.
No, we would like to manage our time. You've been on the floor for a while. We'll come back to you in a moment. Barrister Bakwala, you've been itching to respond. I know when Dr. Ogefo was speaking, it seems you have some things to say. But however, what is the need of the coalition if we cannot get them, help Nigeria come on track? Because like he said, we are having so many things hanging on our neck, especially the debt profile that has increased. Is there any point for the coalition, by the way?
Yes. We cannot continue with the All Progressive Congress. And the directionless manifestation of the All Progressive Congress politically, as we have seen just now, really needs something drastic. I think Nigeria is sick under their rulership. So we need a cure. And what is the cure? The cure is political alignment, I think. So but the germane issue must be that those who are aligning and realigning, what is their objective? I hope we are not going to experience another worse situation that the All Progressive Congress has taken us to. Because if you look now, just now, those who are realigning now, like Dr. Opu's secret opined, they are the same old horse. Now, the new breed, to my mind, don't even have the chance of grooming. Why? Because the purported youths we have today are youth who don't even care about what goes on in Nigeria. Why? Because the government of the day have so positioned them. And that is the style of the Machiavellian rulership, where you make the person poor and the person becomes voiceless. And once the person is voiceless, the person also becomes what? Confused. So that is the situation the youths are. So there is need, absolutely, for the old horse to still realign. But then they must ensure, and it must be a strategy that they should use to achieve their aim and purpose, should they want to get power come 2027. Carry the youths along.
Okay,
so that we will now have a direction government, unlike the one we have now, that is directionless.
So, Dr. Oposokri, talking about the youth now, how does this affect, how does this trend affect voters' confidence and participation?
You see, talking about the youth have already been disillusioned in the country based on the system that they have come to meet. They keep telling the youth that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. But you see the people, even the people that are aligning now, how many youths are you seeing among them? They are basically some disgruntled people in the other political parties who have not gotten the chance to get into the cabinet or get one or two juicy appointments for themselves. The problem is that those who are forming the alignment now at the top, they are power mongers whose interest is to grab power, not for our interests, but to perpetuate themselves in power and to continually pocket Nigeria and Nigeria's resources into their system. Because if you check most of them, even the antecedent of El Rufai, for example, as a case study, The 8 years he spent as governor of Kaduna State, we know what the gnashing of teeth, the wailings, the whatever, we all know, they know their history now, but they are still hanging on. Even the Atiku Abubakar, what has he kept in the Aso Rock that is still fighting? After the election, he go to Dubai. Then after that, he come back again. So let us, even while they are doing the coalition, let us see the young people. Somebody was talking about Sowore. Let us see such people that these elders, let them not be saying that they want to come and become the president. Those are coalition is how to get these people out of power who is impoverishing us now. We jump from fire pan to fire when we say change. So now these people that have changed all of us now negatively. How do we get them out of power and get fresh mind, not themselves that are forming, spearheading it now. Get fresh mind that will have the interest of the people at heart.
All right. Honorable Jokere, these alignments, are they based on principles or political survival?
All right, you see, that's the point. If you listen to Esegbe here, he keeps repeating the question of the old brigade operating in the system. And that's the point we need to understand. A political climate is created by the attitude, character, preachment, and ideology of the leadership. The current leadership that we have now, their preachment and attitude is to grab, snatch, and run with it. The Social Democratic Party has an ideology, which is social democracy, and all the nuances that come with that, which is equity, fairness, liberty, care for the vulnerable, and so on and so forth. When that comes on stage, that temper, that attitude will rule the society. Every movement, every organization is driven by a spirit, is animated by a spirit. Make no mistake about that. So when you have the attitude, in 1983, Buhari's attitude helped this country to begin to look the way of discipline until the confessor booted out Buhari and introduced into our society a corruption that is of such magnitude that the world is yet to finish its study on it. And that took over the political space, even in 1999 when we came back to democracy. So now we need a new breed who were born Democrats. Go and look at the origin of the Social Democratic Party. The original formation is by Democrats, not military people, not people who cannot find their certificate or the schools they attended. Olufalaye was secretary to government of this federation, and he has one of the most impeccable records. Now that is what formed the Constitution. I've read the Constitution, and I was so impressed with what I saw there. In fact, in my resignation, I put it there. So now what he is saying is Social Democratic Party going to be bottom up? Is it going to be grassroots based? That's what he's trying to say. And I'm giving that assurance now. Our projections is to the grassroots, because the people who are complaining, who are feeling the brunt of the misrule, are the people in the grassroots. But you can never have one single party of angels. You must have a mixture of the society. And then within that mixture, you create an ideology. That ideology is what is going to rule. So we are looking at the grassroots. We are going to focus there and ensure that it's populated by the grassroots. Right now in Edo State, we are strategically positioned to do that. And I'm getting calls, people are getting calls, grassroots are pumping into the party. So we have also learned from experience.
All right.
Yes.
If you're just joining, it's still Politics Today, reaching you live from independent television and radio. It's also going live now on our radio station on Independent Radio 92.3. You can also find yourself and tune in to be part of the conversation. We'll be releasing our phone line in a moment so that you can be part of the conversation. On the flip side, I told you for our second segment on the program, we'll be looking at the issue of insecurity and the call from some quarter for Nigerians should start taking arms and defend themselves. What does it mean for our country and our security landscape? Let's return to you now. He talked about having people of the grassroots join the third force. SDP seems to be the third force now. In the past, like I said, it was Labour Party, but it's like there's a paradigm shift now. With people like Atiku Abubakar, who, according to Dr. Open Secret, said after election he returns back to Dubai. With people like Nasir El-Rufai, whom he actually alleged plundered Kaduna State and kept them in a serious political backwardness. Should we have such persons frontline this third force, or should they have fresh hands come on board?
This is the situation in Nigeria, and it is worrisome, because you find a chariot of men who have led this country in one stage or the other, like the figures we just mentioned. The person of El-Rufai. El-Rufai is a player to the emergence of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president of Nigeria today. And like somebody like me who was groomed in Kaduna, those days when we were in Kaduna, we saw Kaduna was a home to all of us. But when El-Rufai became the governor of Kaduna, we saw what he did. We saw the discrepancy. We saw the religious separation. We saw even the ethnic bigotry displayed by him. We see the protection of a class. We see the insecurity he visited on another class. We saw it. So when Doctor was talking, Dr. Jekiri was talking, and he seemed to project the Social Democratic Party as the new bride or the third force. But I want to tell you, the difference between the Labour Party and the SDP now that we are seeing, the difference is a gulf. How? One, the Labour Party was just a mere political party who had the person of Peter Obi. Then behind that, behind Peter Obi, who were not members of the Labour Party, were the obedient movement. Okay. So the movement were the one who projected the man called Peter Obi. Now, do we have a group of youths who are projecting the SDP? And the answer is a no. So I do not see, just now, I have said it before, and I'm still saying it. In Nigeria just now, we don't have political parties. What we have a gang of men who are wrestling to get political relevance. That's what we have. And that is why you see the likes of El-Rufai, Atiku, and others who may likely join or who are secretly joining. I do not see the Social Democratic Party to be the third force, or to be the bride that will take us to El Dorado. Instead, I see more confusion.
Dr. Open Secret, are you seeing more confusion? Because to an extent, some Nigerians are yet to trust INEC, looking at the roles they have played in most of our elections. With all this third force coming on board, can this third force also trust INEC to deliver?
Thank you very much for that question, very apt. I think if there is any force now in Nigeria that should be gathering, anywhere clouds are gathering in Nigeria, it should be on INEC. Like last week, we were hearing information, they have removed INEC chairman, they have appointed the other ones, more time they denied it.
They've debunked it.
So it therefore means that the problem of Nigerian politics now is INEC. So if we are not able to solve the problem of INEC, all this coalition they are doing, the president, Bola Tinubu, that I know, just sit there in one place and be using toothpick to pick his teeth, feeling that those ones are just getting themselves busy. So INEC is the issue. How do we get, because at the end of the day, though it is not those who actually vote that matters, it is those who count the vote. And those who count the vote are being appointed or employed, so to speak, by the people in presidency, and they pull the strings. So I wonder where you are going to do the election and get the result. We hope, we all know that this president we have on board, Jagaban, is not like Goodluck Jonathan, who don't like fight. So going forward,
when you say who doesn't like fight, are you saying President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is troublesome?
In 2012, Bola Ahmed Tinubu...
Saying he's a troublemaker.
Yes, in 2012, Bola Ahmed Tinubu led Occupy Nigeria. And all the Yoruba blocks, Wole Soyinka, Bakare, all of them, they were there. But I wonder where my icon is now, Wole Soyinka. Where is his voice? Has he lost his voice? He's no longer talking. They should talk. All the Yoruba people, they have kept quiet.
That's just protest to express their displeasure against what they feel is happening in the government.
That is what we are saying. But that government they protested against, sir, that government they protested against, all their key agenda, their key points for those protests is what they are practicing now. They said subsidy was a scam, it cannot work. Okay. The first day they brought it. So all the things that we enjoyed in that, I wonder if you yourself would not like to go back to that Goodluck regime. So INEC is the principal thing now. So all Nigerians, all well-being Nigerians now, is to see how we work on the National Assembly and work on whoever, to see how we can take INEC to be the people's umpire.
Okay,
as it were now, INEC belongs to the presidency.
But you cannot authoritatively say that.
But for what we are saying,
that's an allegation.
Yes, an allegation.
INEC is an independent body.
No,
we can't say
why is it,
INEC.
If INEC is independent body, why is it that it's the president that is appointing?
Well, it's an independent body, please,
okay.
Dr. Open Secretary. Let's leave it.
It's all right.
Thank you very much. Well, for the record, I was trapped in that 2011 subsidy removal protest.
2012.
I was trapped. 2012. Yes. I was trapped in Lagos that period. Let's get back to you now, Honorable Ojekere. How does this affect internal democracy? That seems to be the problem of most of our political parties.
Yes, see the problem.
Internal structure and internal democracy.
The problem has just resurfaced here.
Where? How?
In this discussion.
Okay.
You must not, and that's what the Social Democratic Party is about, you must not epitomize political party as one person or two people. El-Rufai does not belong to any constituency in Edo. Atiku does not belong to any constituency in Edo. The political party is a vehicle, it's an organ, a political organ that you use to govern the nation when you have been able to acquire or seize power. And that is talking about power in your local government area in Owa, and then in the state in Edo, before you begin to talk of the national. So when you zero in political party on one person, you miss the point. We have come here to encourage you grassroots people to come into SDP.
So are you worried them? I have a question for you. Are you worried them?
Yeah,
Just like a clear call.
I already made up my mind that after the program, I'm going to discuss with them. I have to.
Sorry, I'm not going to allow you to do that. I'm going to allow you to do that. I'll go outside. That's on a lighter note. Let's speak to the issue. Internal democracy. 1 second.
This is the point. Don't speak about politics as an abstract thing independent of yourself. We are all involved.
Okay.
And we are saying we should all come together. There's a platform. They have no registered party now.
Yes. We are the same party together.
Yeah, no, I know what I mean is you did not register a party.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You did not register a party.
All right.
SDP is registered.
I'm still
and it has, hold on. And
Dr. Open Secretary, hold on.
And it has an ideology.
Okay.
So we rally around that ideology and use the ideology because all politics starts from being local. Okay. You are looking at the development of your community, the development of your state. It is not APC now that is in every state in Nigeria. PDP is in some states.
Thank you.
In fact, you even have Labour Party in one state.
Thank you so much.
So you take over the structure of a political organ and use it for the betterment of your people.
Okay.
But when you are looking at one person and you cannot create your political party, you just be like an armchair critic. You have to be doing something. And you have to be doing something in a platform.
Thank you very much,
Honorable Ojekere.
I'm afraid we've exhausted our time.